All right, what's going on, everybody? We are on our way home to visit family in Tennessee for the weekend, and it's about 265 miles to the um, to my mom's house. And right now, we just crossed over into Tennessee from Kentucky, and we're going up Jellicoe on 75. Jellicoe is a big mountain that you want to go over, that you have to go over, excuse me, in order to, before you hit the next large city, which would be Knoxville. I always enjoy going up, you know, this mountain. It never gets old. And I want to talk about basically what I do when I am traveling, going up a big mountain, especially like this. You see how those people are, everybody's bunching up because this is a two-lane highway coming up here with all of the semi trucks having to jump over in and out. So that's going to be the first thing that I want to talk about is to try to stay on your guard. Stay on your guard because these big trucks and these Ohio drivers, if you're watching from Ohio, listen, I just, I just don't understand why y'all like to sit over here in the left lane as a parking lot. I just don't understand it. I mean, all of us who live in Kentucky have this notion about Ohio drivers. So how we're right now, we're doing 20 miles an hour. So I went ahead and I threw my flashers on so that people behind me understand, that I am coming to a stop. Safety is the number one priority. You see how these folks, they're just stopping, slowing down the semi trucks. And when they get to a certain speed, it's hard to climb this big mountain, as you can see all around us. So, yeah, so I like to put my flashers on. I always want to watch my six, especially when hitting on brakes and have me an escape route, okay? Where if there's somebody not paying attention, you do not want to be between them and a car in front of you. That beautiful view out there. I'm sure a lot of you have seen on TV or on different reels where traffic comes to a stop and then the next car run into the back and pile up the cars, right? You just don't want to be in that type of situation. So watch your six. Normally when I'm traveling, especially on the interstate, I'm in eco mode. But when I'm climbing big mountains like this, and I know I may need to make some evasive maneuvers, I go back to tour mode. So I have a greater response on my throttle. So you want to have greater throttle response, right? So that we can make those type of maneuvers. Another thing that I do is I look at gaps to see where traffic is slowing down, where traffic is speeding up. Thank you, Waze. Especially like when I'm not pulling my trailer and I have my wheelless trailer on the back, I can maneuver myself very easily throughout the traffic safely without causing any distractions to anyone else. So that's always important. Looking out for people on the side of the road, such as this. This semi truck is there, and of course, he's for no reason of his slowing down traffic over here because everybody's rubbernecking. So we're hitting on brakes. I'm watching my six just in case. I see nobody's coming over there, so I'm going to go ahead and jump over here. And you want to make sure that you have a good following distance. When you are in traffic, you want to make sure that you're on your P's and Q's, right? But you don't want to be as close up on someone so that if they do slam on brakes that you run into the back of them. You don't want to do that either. We can see that big semi truck is up there, oversized load. And I like to rest, as you can see here on my right hand, I like to rest my two fingers here and just rest them on my front brake. That way, I don't have a travel time between hitting on the brakes, right? So if I have them just fully gripped on the throttle, then I have to move my fingers. But if my fingers are already on there, there is no travel time. And that also gives me time to react with my foot to get it on the rear brake. So those are some of the things that I do when I am traveling up a larger mountain where I'm going to need more response time. And or when I'm just, if I'm traveling pretty quick, especially when I'm by myself, I do tend to get to my destination before my GPS. But now that you see traffic has opened up, traffic is running 80 miles an hour, I would then go back to eco mode so that I can save on my fuel consumption. And in eco mode, the bike still pulls very well, especially one up without the trailer. And even when I do have a passenger on the back with my trailer, I've never had an issue with pulling a hill, except for when Amelia and I were going to Colorado, when we were in Colorado, going to Ouray, and I think the mountain that we were climbing was Wolf Creek Mountain. That was one huge mountain. So in that case, especially two up and pulling the trailer, I did go to sport mode. That way, the bike will hold the gears, and I have a lot of throttle response when climbing such a steep grade, especially for a long period of time. Stop recorded.